All right, Fred, children, y'all come on down. Got a special treat for y'all and a treat for us.
This is the game show. Come on down. I'm a testing. You got me back there, folks? Can you hear me? Well, I hope you can, because if you can't, I might be like my good friend Nancy Tony. Sometimes we don't need a microphone, but we're going to use it anyway, right, Nancy? That's the way we get on TV. All right. How many of you were here last Sunday for children's sermon? 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is great. 3 of you. Do you remember what that sermon was all about? Okay, the boy says no. I bet the girl says yes. You do? What was it about?
It was about if you feel left out, remember that God is there.
Well, that's a good start. But what part of the body was it about? Let's say that again.
The foot.
Say that one more time.
The foot.
The foot. All right. You know, the foot that helps us walk and dance, and all those good things and get around and supports our body. But have you ever heard about somebody putting their foot in their mouths? That's another usage, and that's not the kind of good usage we want, is it? We don't want to put our foot in the mouth because we can't physically do that. But that's an old saying. If somebody says something that can hurt somebody's feelings, that can make somebody feel bad, they say, well, that old Fred Herndon, he's already put his foot in his mouth again, Susan. So anyway, I'm going to pass you a picture to show you what that looks like, but I want it back, okay? See what it looks like to have your foot in your mouth? Can you see that guy with that foot in his mouth? You didn't look. You have got one of those fast reading classes, haven't you? You're a quick reader. That's good. Very good. Now, I'm playing with you. You understand that, don't you? All right. All right, I'm going to lay that down because I've got a character with me today who sometimes his mouth can get him in trouble. He's not a real person, but he's hiding away here. This is my idea of a big mouth frog. You ever seen a big mouth frog? Have you? Well, it goes something like this. Okay, that's a big mouth frog, is it not? Now, somebody says, look at those eyeballs. Those look pretty mean, like he's been on an all-night party, right? Got those old blood eyes. This today is my idea of a frog, a big mouth frog, okay? And it goes like this. This story I'm going to tell you is going to help you understand how our mouths can sometimes get us in trouble. It says, hi, I'm a big mouth frog. You have to watch my mouth, too, because it can get me in trouble. I'm going to go visit the zoo and see what those animals down there feed their babies, okay? So he hopped off, that old frog. He hopped, and he came up on this mama monkey. And he went up to her and he said, hi, mama monkey, what you feed your babies? And she said, well, I feed my babies bananas. Wow, that's great. So he says, I'm going to now go down over here and I'm going to find me another animal. And he saw this big old gray monster that had a tail on his face. What was that monster? An elephant. Boy, that squirrel is sharp, I tell you. Who's your mommy and daddy? All right, you're doing good. Yes, an elephant. I must have described that perfectly for you anyway, right? All right, he went up to that elephant and he said, hi, mama elephant, what you feed your babies? Mama elephant said, well, I feed my babies. What did we feed? What do the other animals feed their babies? Y'all remember? Did you feed peanuts or bananas? All right, and this old mama elephant said, well, I feed my babies peanuts. Wow, peanuts? That's a little small meal. So then he said, I'm going to go to one more. And he came down to this river, and he saw this big old log out there floating around. And it wasn't a log. It had a big mouth like this old fella here does. He says, hi, Mama Alligator. What you feed your babies? Well, that big old alligator, he smiled. Big old mouth just opened up, and he said, well, I feed my babies big mouth frogs. Oh, about that time, that little old monster, that little frog, he just closed his mouth and he said, I don't think we have any big mouth frogs around here anywhere. So he said he realized it. I'm about to get myself in deep water. So that frog, he said, well, thank you, Miss Alligator. And so he hopped on home, and he realized, he said to himself, he said, well, my mouth just about got me in deep trouble. So I am glad that I learned my lesson today that sometimes our mouths can get us in trouble, deep, deep trouble. So that big mouth frog decided he was going to keep his mouth closed a little bit rather than not say things that would hurt people. Okay? Let's bow our heads, please. Well, no, let's do the scripture. I got a scripture here for you. This comes from Proverbs 13:3. It says, whoever guards his mouth preserves his life. He who opens wide his lips comes to, modern interpretation, comes to no good. So in other words, in modern day English, he or she who has a big mouth must learn to be careful what words come out from it, or that person is headed for trouble big time. All right, let's bow our heads. Help us, dear Lord, to control our tongues and let us learn to think before we speak. Amen. Thank you.